Hi everyone, this is Dolan coming to you from Aurora, Colorado. It is January 27th. Um, we're in the middle of the winter. January and February tend to be rough months. If you can get through January and February, then you're in good shape. Also happens to be Wayne Gretzky's birthday, the greatest hockey player of all time. It's not even close. So let's get down to business. I just wanted to go over with you guys what's going on with how we decide who gets on the primary ballot. In my last video, I said that the primary was June 8th. It's actually June 28th, the primary this year for the Democratic Party primary. So it's things have changed a little bit in terms of how the caucus works this year. So the caucus, well, first of all, if you want to learn more about what the Republican Party does and how they do it, I don't know how they do it because I'm deep into the Democratic Party. But if you want to learn more about the Democratic Party, you can go to info@arapahoerepublicans.org or call them at 303-779-1115. So this is how it's working this year with the Democratic Party. We have the caucus and the county assembly on the same day, March 5th. And then we have the Congressional District 6 Assembly on April 5th. And then we have the State Assembly on April 9th. And then the Democratic primary election is on June 28th. All right, so let's start out with the caucus. So this year it's going to be a little different in that for the caucus this year, we're just electing precinct organizers, also known as PCPs, precinct committee persons. They are the leaders within each precinct. We elect for the Democratic Party. We elect two people per precinct for each for that position, and then also what we're going to be doing is electing people to represent at the multi-county assembly, where they will elect which state house district representative will be on the primary ballot. And so, for instance, like House District 42 falls under, I believe, both Adams County and Arapahoe County. So at the caucus, will we for at our precinct, if you live in House District 42, you're going to be elected, if you want to, go to the multi-county assembly where you will represent your county as a delegate for whoever you want to be on the primary ballot. And that multi-county assembly will be on the same day as I believe, as the county assemblies and the caucus. So I've learned all of this through Carolyn Bowler. She just knows everything about what's going on. She actually works for the Democratic Party right now temporarily as they hash out all these things that are going on. And so, okay, so we figured out what happens at the caucus. So now at the county assembly, we are going to nominate people to be on the primary ballot at the county level. So that will include the clerk and recorder, the treasurer, the commissioners. There are 4 commissioners, I believe, plus a treasurer, and then the coroner, and I'm trying to the assessor. And so all those people will be nominated at the county assembly to be on the primary ballot on June 28th. But then let's see here. So the other thing that happens at the county assembly, that is where we nominate delegates to go to the state assembly. Delegates for the U.S. Senate, for the governor, for the state treasurer, Colorado Secretary of State, and then so on April 5th we have, so if you're in a house district that falls under only one county, so then at the county assembly we will also be nominating which state house district rep will be on the primary ballot in June. June 28th. So then we have on April 5th the Congressional District 6 Assembly. And that is where we nominate who gets on the primary ballot for the U.S. House of Representatives, along with the Board of Education, Board of Regents, and district attorneys. So every every county within, or every congressional district will have different meetings. So if you're in so like if you're in Congressional District 1, then you have your own assembly. If you're in Congressional District 6, then you have your own assembly, blah, blah, blah. You guys get that. All right, so moving on to April 9th, which is the State Assembly, and that's where the delegates go that were chosen from the County Assembly to nominate the Governor, U.S. Senate, State Treasurer, State Secretary of State to be on the primary ballot June 28th. But also, at the State Assembly, we go to nominate people as delegates to the National Convention. And I believe that the National Convention is just for presidential, so delegates for presidential. And then, of course, the Democratic primary is on June 28th. So all this stuff is super confusing, and it seems very unnecessary to me. I think we should just do away with this system. It's taken me a long time to figure all this out. And also some of the stuff, like you can go to the Secretary of State's site for the state of Colorado to figure out how all this works, but it's actually not even all updated because the Democratic Party has just recently made some changes. But most of this information I did get from the Secretary of State's website. If you just go to elections and then you go to party and then you go to caucus, it'll have a Q&A on there to let you know, kind of how it works. But this is just craziness, and I mean, I didn't even know about how this system worked until maybe 6 years ago, and people just don't have time to be doing this stuff. So hopefully we can figure out a way to simplify the system and get more people involved. But until then, hopefully you found this educational. And if you've noticed anything I'm wrong about, I may be wrong on some of these things, but you can learn more about all the dates and the times at arapahoedems.org. And all of it will be virtual this year too. So if you want to participate, you want to reach out to the leadership within the Democratic Party of Arapahoe County or the State Democratic Party to make sure that you get the emails for these Zoom meetings. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And I hope everyone's doing well. And please contact me if you think that I made any mistakes in what I said. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.